Welcome to Christy's Kitchen. I'm Christy and I'm temporarily back. We are going to be making some smothered pork chops today with a mushroom sauce served with some mashed potatoes. We're going to show some little tricks of the trade to get to make it quicker, and when you have that weeknight meal that you want to get together quickly, this is your trick. So in this bowl right here, I put 2 packages of, believe it or not, instant potatoes, mashed potatoes. I used a roasted garlic and a baby red, but you literally can use any combination that you like. If your family likes the reds or the butter or whatever, those are great. You add both of those to your bowl. I added 3½ cups of water and 3 tablespoons of butter. And then I used a ½ cup of heavy cream, but you can use milk. And that will give it that homemade mashed potato taste without having to spend hours boiling the potatoes and stuff. If you have time to do that, great. I suggest always making homemade mashed potatoes, but sometimes during the week you want a quick meal, these are your go-to. So now what we're gonna do is I have 6 of the thin cut pork chops. I like to use a thin cut because they cook quickly into the pan and it makes it a little bit easier. So we're gonna dredge these and then put them directly into the pan. So I have about ½ a stick of butter. We're gonna enter that into the pan so that starts melting. Ooh, listen to the sizzle. Awesome. Okay, so in this is just about 2 or 3 cups of flour, and then I added salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, and salt, just to make it a little bit more flavorful. We're gonna take the pork chops, we're gonna dredge them in this, because we don't need to do it like a full dredge like with milk or eggs and water or any of that stuff. We're just doing that, so we're getting these in the pan, okay? And so we're gonna put those in. Turn this pan up just a tad now that the meat's going in. Again, we're just dredging this and putting that in. This is a great quick meal. Like I said, most of the stuff you'll have in your pantry, and you just make sure your pork chops are thawed. And this is just 1 package and it had the 6 thin cut pork chops. So it's good for a family of 4 or 5. Let's see if I can fit them all in there. Okay. Maybe. We'll see. Oops, I think I can. And that's when I'm going to turn that up so that they crisp, so that they're, there we go. All right, we're going to turn that baby up to max and put this to the side. Wash my hands. All right. So to this, we are going to brown both sides of the pork chops, so it just has a light sear. And then we're going to get another plate. We're going to take them out, put them to the side, make our mushroom, our smother sauce, and then add the pork chops back in, let those simmer for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll plate it up with the mashed potatoes. And there's your dinner for an easy, quick meal that I guarantee your family's going to love. Thank you guys for subscribing and watching all my other YouTube videos since I've been out and about recovering from some procedures I've had on my shoulder. And once I'm done with all those, we're gonna be back in full force. But we decided to do a couple videos just to make sure you don't forget about us. So don't forget to subscribe. Okay. All right. And these cook really quickly because they're thin, so that's kind of a nice thing to do. So like I said, this meal does not take long. The simmering in the sauce literally takes the longest, and that's about 15-20 minutes. All right, they're getting here. Let me move that. And I like to put it in the butter because the butter has a lot higher smoking point. So when you're frying, even just a temporary fry, that's kind of, it also gives really good flavor. Getting these. Okay. Another minute here in the pan. So then we're gonna get together for our sauce, and we're gonna just add it directly to the pan. But first we're gonna saute some mushrooms. This is just 1 container of mushrooms. If your family is not a huge mushrooms fan, you could leave it out or use less, but we all love mushrooms. So we're gonna really go to town on that. All right, give this a little bit more. And then we're gonna put this on a plate and put it to the side so I can make my sauce. All right, these are good for right now because we're gonna probably put them in right before we put the rest of the sauce in, just because we're gonna need to saute those mushrooms. So, and these are almost fully cooked already, and like I said, it didn't take that long at all, so that's what makes it a great weekday meal. All right. So to our butter, we're gonna add the whole container of mushrooms to this. Okay. And we're going to fry those up. If it gets a little, you need a little bit more oil in this, and we can always put a little bit more butter, just a pat or two. So, and a pat's like a small half of a tablespoon from the lines on your butter stick. Okay. So we need to get these going, have them saute a little bit more. Let me get a spatula. Get them going. Yeah, this is gonna need a little bit more butter, so I'm just gonna add a little bit. Butter, everything tastes better with butter. You wanna just make sure, because the mushrooms are gonna shrink down a little bit, so you wanna make sure you cook them enough that they start to reduce. Mushrooms have a lot of water in them, that's why they reduce so much. Okay, make sure these are all yummily covered in butter. All right. All right, let's get that going. In here. All right, I'm gonna add my pork chops back in since they didn't get super, super brown, but I think this will kind of help them a little bit more. We're gonna put the mushrooms on top. Oh my gosh, it smells so delicious in here. I'm gonna, move the mushrooms on top. And put this last one in. All right. Look at that. Look at all that golden yumminess. So delicious. Okay, next we're gonna add, I like to use heavy cream here and there. I mean, I know it has a lot of fat in it, but it always makes everything taste that much more homemade. So I'm going to use about a cup. And then I'm going to use 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. Okay. And we're gonna try to move this around a little bit. Okay, well, that's just gonna simmer here for a minute. We're gonna add a little bit of black pepper, a little bit more onion, a little bit more garlic. You can never have enough garlic in your food. and a little bit of salt. All right, so we're gonna stir this up and we're gonna let this simmer for about 15-20 minutes, and then through the power of the internet, we'll come back and it'll be done and ready to plate with our mashed potatoes. Ready? Cut. Okay. So this has been simmering for about 15 minutes. To this, I'm going to add a little bit of worcestershire sauce. I am horrible at saying that, but you get what I mean. I feel like a couple of drizzles of it is good. I like to add a little bit of hot sauce to mine. I like that little extra kick on it. So I'm just going to add a little bit to it. All right. And then we're going to stir this up a little bit, incorporate all. And like I said, those pork chops are pretty much cooked before you even start the sauce, but simmering it just really infuses that. All right. Do a little taste test here. Perfect, perfectly seasoned. All right, turn that down. We're gonna plate this up and you will have your smothered pork chops. Okay, and I need a big spoon. Awesome. Okay, I like to put the mashed potatoes. See how nice they fluffed up like that? And like I said, they taste homemade because you add that butter and that cream to it. Perfect. So let's use this spoon. All right, we'll put some mashed potatoes. And then let's grab a pork chop. And then some of this delicious mushroom sauce. Goes over all of that. There you have it. Our smothered pork chops with mashed potatoes. Great for any weekday meal. Don't forget to subscribe and rewatch all those videos and try something new. Thank you for watching. Bye.